Thank you. My name is Representative Teresa Fedor from Toledo, and there's not a lot of fracking going on, but we are shaken up by what's happening around the state of Ohio, and this is the first time we've seen it. I want to thank everyone here for being on point, researching, bringing forward the experts, and being the voice for all Ohioans. Thank you so much. Give yourselves a round of applause. Great job. And I love the signs. And what I want to ask the governor or any elected official and the top CEOs of these gas and oil industries, go ahead and buy Jamie's property and live there. Would they buy the property? Would they invest their time, money, and future into the property of what's happening there? And I think that's the real focus. We need to ask each and every one of them, would you buy that property, raise a family, and live there, and know that the generations after you will have public health at mind, your environment is good, can you drink the water, can future generations live there? You know, we have a serious problem. The governor needs to care. The ranking members of these communities need to care, and they need to show us by having those hearings, not on the last day of our session next year. Let's have them now, when we've had earthquakes in Youngstown, Ohio, like they've never had before. The time to act is now. We need to demand that. Your voice is strong. Keep it up. Let's keep growing our numbers. And he needs to care about the public health. He needs to care that he cut the budgets of the very departments that are responsible for overseeing what's happening in the state of Ohio. Did you know we only have 30 inspectors to inspect all the wells that were drilled years ago, that we found over 600 violations and penalties and fines of those wells from years ago. And we've had 23 new wells that were just permitted. So we have a real problem when the governor will not put forward a budget to support the oversight for the inspectors to ensure our public health and safety. And I believe our approach is correct, to oversee this new and unconventional drilling. And that's where the industry will say, well, we've been drilling for years, but not the new unconventional drilling where we're waiting for the US EPA preliminary report in 2012. What year is this? 2012. And we've got the cart before the horse. The complete report will be 2014. So our moratorium makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah. All of our approaches make sense. And we want this new and unconventional drilling to be responsible, right? Yeah. Reasonable, right? Yeah. And practical. And that's all we're asking for. It is responsible to ensure the safety of both our citizens and our environment. It is reasonable to expect as much reliable scientific information. I'm not talking about industry scientists who are paid off not to give the real science, as we can to possibly have this process to properly regulate it. That's not a dirty word. Regulation is not a dirty word. It is one where we ensure the proper oversight in public safety and health. It is practical to try to get as much benefit for the state of Ohio and Ohio's workers. As Representative Antonio pointed out, they need to be working in safe environments. We need real jobs, not jobs at hotels and Burger King and gas stations where they are employing Ohioans at very low wages while they bring out-of-state workers to actually do the industry drilling. The Transparency and Accountability Hydro Fracking Bill, House Bill 351, which I'm part of the co-sponsoring, does just that. We cannot jump headlong into this new and unconventional drilling in a reckless manner, which I believe we are, when so much is at stake, namely the safety of our citizens and their environment. We are taking great risks when we are not certain of both the benefits and the adverse effects of this type of new drilling and waste disposal. The more unconventional drilling that occurs, the more hydrofracking flowback or brine. Here lies the problem. All the chemicals used in this new process are not disclosed and made known to the public, not even physicians. So physicians don't know the impact of the chemicals of the water that their patients are drinking. All of this goes into an injection well, and these injection wells are suspected causes of all the recent seismic earthquakes in Northwest Ohio. Now we can correct this. It's going to be your job to have our backs. We need to grow numbers by the day of educating and advocating for the safety of our children, safety of our communities, our environment in the future. And all these pieces of legislation, I believe, are the right course for the state of Ohio. We swore an oath in the state of Ohio to protect all the interests of over 11 million people. So imagine if we grow numbers by the day, we may even have a ballot initiative. And I think any more Republicans think that's a dirty word. It's not a dirty word. It's our way to have a voice in this state and tell the legislators who are not paying attention what we want. Not just what we want, what we need. Thank you for your time, energy, and we've got great people in that State House who are fighting for you. Thanks.